Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I'm Lunar D8. This is Let's Play Higurashi Watanagashi. It is the second game. Let's hop into this, shall we? Keiichi, we found you. We found you. It was Rika-chan. When I turned round, Mion and Rena were there too. Mion sighed and said, "We finally found you. Now we just need to find Satoko." Everyone got split up this year. We should make sure we have somewhere to meet up afterwards next year, how? You're right. It's a festival, so we should all be together. I listened to Mion's happy declaration with a little bit of guilt. Keiichi, did you root for me while I was dancing? A little. Ah yeah, I saw it all. You did a great job all the way through. No mistakes either. She definitely made mistakes. Yeah, that's right, Rika-chan. That didn't count as a mistake. I tensed up as I realized I'd made a mistake on my own. Mion slapped a hand on my shoulder a little roughly. A gross sweat broke out over my whole body. Did you do it, Kei-chan? Did you do it too, Kei-chan? Did you get some cotton and send it down the stream? You haven't yet, right? Is what I could feel her saying. Without the courage to tell any more lies, I lifelessly shook my head. Huh? You haven't, Keiichi-kun. You should go now or it'll be over. It'll be over. Sorry. This is my first Watanagashi, so I don't really understand the rules and stuff. That's right. I'm sorry. Mion took my hand and we started walking down the stone steps. Hey, Kei-chan? What? Did you see Shion? My heart skipped another beat. Maybe Mion could sense my surprise through my hand. No, well, I sort of think I saw her. You two look so alike though, so it might not have been you. Might have been you. I don't know, that's not a good cover. You wouldn't have gotten that wrong. We're wearing different clothes. Oh, that's right. Mion's momentary silence was like a death grip upon me. I just can't do anything about Shion. It's her we're talking about, so we can just leave her be. Shion's expression returned to her former. Oh, I'm trying to reach for something. Ow! Ah, that's much better. I had to get in her pillow. Her firmly pulling my hand along. Watanagashi. The rite of Watanagashi is performed during a village festival every June, even now, but reading back to its origin turns up a seriously sanguine ceremony. Originally, Watanagashi would happen at fixed intervals, and after receiving Oyashiro-sama's trust, they chose a sacrifice. Then the entire village would kidnap, demon away, the person and ceremonially dissect and devour them in a feast. The rules that determine the intervals are shrouded in mystery, This is because the ceremonies occurred extremely irregularly. There is the theory that it was determined based on astrological fortune-telling, but it isn't too convincing. The residents of ancient Onogafushi village firmly believed that they were half man, half demon transcendents, and that they were more valuable than the humans were, and they forced people within and without to accept that. Perhaps the act of kidnapping and eating people was done to prove that they were higher up on the food chain. This is just a hypothesis, but maybe the rite of Watanagashi was a political event for the purpose of either being an outlet for, or outright diverting the attention of the villagers of the isolated Onogafushi village. In any case, of their complaints or dissatisfaction grew serious. That was the main reason these ceremonies were held, and it's easy to explain how erratic they were. Basically, they were either held if there was outside criticism of the village, or if the people within the village were starting to be a little unhappy with their lot. The alleged importance of the implements. I can't find anything that gives a concrete description on what the ritual implements were like. They were, however, real, and there were definitely existed a multitude of different kinds. One source states that the implements used in the Watanagashi rite alone numbered 200. The obvious question then is why they required such a myriad of them. The rite of Watanagashi was to kidnap people through the demoning away, dissect them, and eat them. I believe the tools were for dissecting and restraining, but 200 of them is far too many. Generally, tools evolve in such a way as to reach a solution for a certain problem. Once you've reached the ultimate goal, that is, attained a certain level of efficiency, the tool's evolution normally stops there, regardless of why they would have created so many different kinds. One of the cultural elements responsible for diversification over time is that of entertainment. Tools used for entertainment would evolve over time and branch out. Unlike normal tools, reaching the ultimate goal would be more of a dead end in search of the next goal. They would split into many different subtypes. So then perhaps it's not a stretch to suggest that these 200 plus implants had some entertainment value. This is just a hypothesis, of course. But maybe the human dissection process was viewed as a type of entertainment. The three families of old would develop one new implement, dissection tool after another, and each was varied, novel, and attracted spectators to keep them from growing bored. It's not unimaginable. All of them have to be enshrined within that storehouse. There isn't much longer until the night of the Watanagashi. Though its original intent has been lost, I will reveal the secrets of the traditional ceremonial night within the ritual storehouse. I can't restrain my excitement. Watanagashi cannot come soon enough. After the festival. Late that night, tensions in the police station were strained. In the silence, many of the staff's eyes shifted back and forth between the clock and their telephones, counting the seconds in that stifled atmospheres. Kumagawa-kun burst in with a young guy trailing behind him. Ushi-san, I've got the autopsy results. The court physician just got here. I'm ready to go, sir. I'll head straight for the Gifu. Kuma-chan, things have gotten a bit complicated. They appear to be having a very difficult time determining who the victim is. Could they have been dismembered? Nope. Cooked to a nice light brown. He spoke in sportive tones, but the meaning behind his words was heavy. The staff gave a collective sigh. All the way head to toe. Completely blackened, it seems. Probably smells terrible. What a shame it is to be Gifu-san. Cooked with no possessions, then discarded outside the prefecture. At worst, it would have taken a week for the body to be identified. The fact that they had sniffed it out tonight was huge. Komayama-kun and a few others are performing a thorough night raid on the dentist in Okonomiya. All we can do is hope a tooth matches some medical records. Sorry. Could someone go buy me 2 or so boxes of ultra mild? The young guy answered in affirmation. Affirmation. Affirmation, yes, and darted out into the hallway. We did an excellent job finding it this year. It could be that the people who disappeared in the past years were scattered outside the prefecture like this too. Then why not bury them, or sink them into the Sea of Japan, or Lake Biwa, or someone like that? Why, though? Hasn't the pattern so far? One person dies, one person disappears? Kuma-chan, the corpse was inside an old oil drum, unrestrained and cooked. They probably burned them after strangling them. They knew it would be found. So what you mean is, from the beginning, they didn't want a person to disappear this year. They want the bodies to be found. Not so much as they just aren't related. The person didn't disappear, in fact. Whoever did it seems to have wanted to make a show of it. You mean, it could be a warning. He folded his arms, then heaved a long and heavy sigh. That might have been the case, had it happened in town. If they'd messed up taking the victim far away and burning them alive, it wouldn't have been noticed. If they meant it as a warning, they should have done it closer to Misawa. It's not a warning for them. They want to emphasize the fact that they killed the victim, but instead of doing it somewhere for dramatic effect, they did it outside the prefecture. Do they want to emphasize or hide it? Boy, I do wonder what Oyashiro-sama is up to this year. A telephone ring cut through the heavy silence. A staff member nearby snatched up the receiver. Oshi-san? It's Komiyama. They have it. The dental clinic in Okonomiya fixed the wisdom tooth 3 years ago. What about the records? Complete with x-rays. Well, I feel bad for waking the dentist up before dawn. Kuma-chan, get that out as soon as you can. Get the records from Komiyama-kun? Will do. Oh, it's the chief. Thank you for coming out this hour. Oshi-san, my apologies for my lateness. What's the situation? Well, it's just getting good, you see. We're all getting fired up. Whoa. I let out a great big yawn. It was like morning had arrived just as I got to sleep. As Mom set up breakfast, she gave me a pained smile. What's the matter, Keiichi? What time did you go to sleep last night? Well, I wanted to go to sleep at midnight, but I had some trouble with that. You were probably all worked up for the festival. No, that's not it. Crunch, crunch. I crunched down hard on the pickled radish to hide my embarrassment. After all that happened yesterday and our discussion about the sound Shion heard, that banging noise like a child far away jumping up and down on a wooden floor, the story wouldn't get out of my head, so I had trouble sleeping. It was a long night, and I had kept jumping at the slight sounds of faraway tree branches, which should have either been unhearable or too insignificant to notice. When I woke up to the morning sunlight and birds chirping, it made me feel pretty ashamed about it, but I felt far from refreshed this morning. Keiichi-kun, good morning. Huh? Keiichi-kun, your eyes are all red. Why is that? Why? Oh hey, good morning. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm sleep deprived today. Yawn. The festival yesterday was a lot of fun. Rena's excitement took a long time to go to sleep. So I took a long time to go to sleep too. To sleep. In Rena's case, her excitement seemed to be still wide awake. They should have this kind of festival more often. So we can have lots of fun together again. How? Yeah. Rena talking about the festival has made me remember everything I'd nearly forgotten last night. The inside of the ritual storehouse had been so utterly different from the relaxed, bright, everyday life of Hinamizawa. All those stories that Takano-san told me, too. The mysterious incidents that occurred on the day of the Watanagashi festival every year. I had to adjust how I was sitting. I was uncomfortable. The strange incidents where one person would die and one would disappear. The old stories of Hinamizawa flickering like a light candle behind them. The numerous and horrifying traditions of Onagafushi village. The villagers with demon blood in them. The terrible cannibalistic feasts. The poor sacrifices kidnapped from human villages, victims of the Onagafushi. To call the rage of Oyashiro-sama, the ritual involving living sacrifices. There were also many, many others. There were so many stories that just remembering them put me in a foul mood. Most of them weren't fiction either, they were true. We didn't need to fear them just because they were real, though. Since it all happened so long ago. Such a very long time ago. Where's Mi-chan? She's late. Huh? Before I realized it, we had arrived at a place where we'd usually meet Mion, probably because I was so lost in thought. We agreed that if she isn't here by now, we could just go on ahead, right? Should we? Mion being late wasn't too rare an occurrence, but today she was unusually late. A few ominous tales the night before came back to life in my mind again. Who would die this year, and who would disappear? It couldn't have been Mion. What should we do, Keiichi-kun? If we don't get going, we'll be late. She'll be here. She didn't call to tell us she'd be staying home, right? Let us wait 5 more minutes, okay? Rana looked at her watch and seemed a little worried, but then she nodded with a satisfied smile. If we had to wait 5 minutes, we'd have to run as fast as we could to school or we'd be late. As soon as I thought that, we'd spotted Mion running towards us out of breath. Mi-chan, you're late! Huh? You waited. You should have just gone on ahead. Mion was breathing heavily and her face was all red. Her house was right down this road, wasn't it? Wasn't far enough away for her to end up like this, was it? Mi-chan, are you not feeling well? Huh? Now that you mentioned it. Rena pushed Mion's bangs away and put her head to her forehead. Rena, your hand is pretty cold. Mi-chan, you're a little bit warm. It's no big deal. Give it half a day and I'll be as fit as fiddle. We're really okay. You don't have to push yourself, you know. What's this? Kei-chan, are you worried about me? That's nice of you. Haha. The answer wasn't like Mion at all. She must have had it pretty bad. I just think you shouldn't push yourself so hard. We can tell the teacher you had to take the day off. I'm fine. I took some medicine. I think it's already working. Mion forced an energetic expression onto her face, then flexed her biceps at us. Okay, then let's go. Don't overdo it. But of course, there's the time. What? We need to run or we won't make it. Haha, this morning sure is thrilling. Maybe it's just what I need to shake off this slowness. Let's run. Hey, wait, you're sick. Don't go overboard. Mion began to run vigorously anyway. Mi-chan has told her this, right? She knows her own body better than anyone. I decided to leave it at that and assume she was fine. Great. Then we should get going too. We began to run after Mion. The school looked the same as always. The hours passed listlessly, and my lack of sleep took its toll. There was a sport where people competed by sleeping. I'd be world champion right now. The trick to overcome in this sort of dangerous situation was to hold your pencil upside down. Why, you ask? So you don't draw strange patterns all over your notes while half asleep. If you were holding your pencil upside down, that wouldn't happen, right? Bump, 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 bump. Something that felt like an eraser hit me in the head 6 times. What was that for, Satoko? I haven't done a single thing. Who else would play a prank on me like this? Oh, it was chalk, not an eraser. Behind me like a female outlaw might hold razors was the teacher's shadow, holding 3 pieces of chalk in each hand. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Maburakun, go and wash your face. Right? Well, pencil marker shouldn't have gone in your face. But I flew into the hallway, so exuded by the teacher's sheer power. If I was going to wash my face, then I would rather use sinks out front rather than ones in the dark restroom. Thinking that, I left the hallway and went to the entrance. The sunlight was strong, so strong you wouldn't think it was June. I turned the faucet with a lifeless, bubbling noise. Lukewarm water came pouring out. If I let it run for a few moments, would it get cold? I looked at it absentmindedly for a while. I knew you'd choose these sinks, Kei-chan. The ones out front just feel better, don't they? Huh, Mion? Yawn. No cutting class now. I stuck my hands in the water to find it gotten so cold that it seemed strange it had ever been warm. I scooped up and splashed it against my face. Once I was done, I moved out of the way, and Mion did the same. Mion, how is your cold doing? You're sleepy because of the medicine, not from lack of sleep, right? Actually, this is a secret, but after the festival yesterday, I got wrapped up in some of my party my relatives were having. And, well, I had a bit. A bit? She made a gesture like she was tilting a cup into her mouth, which means you didn't have a cold or anything. Are you hungover? How old are you? Give me a break. I really didn't feel... Well, you know, I suppose she'd be feeling lousy either way. Still, you treat colds and hangovers in completely different ways. I was worried over nothing. Man, I guess that's just like you, Mion. Mion scratched her head a little embarrassed. She didn't seem to be feeling well, but now that I knew it was a hangover, I didn't need to worry too much. It would go away with time, after all. Oh, but my head really is pounding, so... The teacher told me I should go home early. You cheater. So are you going to go home now, Mion? Now I looked again. Mion had her bag with her, so she must have been on her way home. Yep, I feel bad about it, though. I'll get some rest at home like a good girl. Sorry I can't make it to the club. Would you take over as leader today, Kei-chan? I don't know if that will happen. We have that unspoken rule that we don't do club activity unless everyone is there, didn't we? We never did it when you had to go to your own part-time job, did we? Mion laughed wryly, saying we didn't need to worry about her. How much fun we have, though. I think that feeling guilty is about friends we can share and sign a fantastic friendship. In that sense, the club Mion had created is a wonderful thing. As I thought about it, the moisture on my washed face dried up. I suppose we were talking too much. If I didn't get back to the classroom soon, I could get in trouble. Okay, later. I'm going back. Be careful on your way home. Don't wobble into a sewer or a brook, got it? I left it at that. Turned around and started heading back to the classroom. Oh, one more thing, Kei-chan. Mion stopped me and turned my head to listen. What's up? This may sound weird, but don't think too hard about it. Well, that depends on what it is. Last night near the end of the festival, did you see Tomotaki-san or Takano-san anywhere? I suddenly tensed up. You know Tomotaki-san Tadano-san, right? You remember, Kei-chan, when the four of you were talking during the setup the day before? If I could, I wanted to forget about sneaking into the storehouse that night as soon as possible. Certain the names of the people I was with at the time really did got to me. Besides that, though, why was Mion asking me a question like that? I ended up staring at her, unable to answer immediately. Was she asking to see if I had seen them or not, or had she asking the question knowing that I had? I couldn't tell. Well, maybe. I might have seen them around. I don't know. My vague response was clearly not to Mion's liking. What answer was she expecting from me? There was no way for me to know. I see. Then one more question. On the same night, did you see Shion? My heart leapt in my throat again. The tiny needles buried underneath Mion's words pricked into me. Didn't you ask me that yesterday? I think I told you I wasn't sure. Did you? I guess I just thought I'd get a different answer if I asked you again. I suddenly noticed something in Mion's eyes, something indescribable. Tomotaki-san and Takano-san, and Shion too, she was asking me about them. There was no doubt about it. Last night the four of us snuck into the ritual storehouse. She knew everything. So what? There's not really a curse anyway. That's right. Even Shion Takano-san said yesterday during the festival that there was no curse. And rather than a curse, it was the doing of the villagers. My blood curdled. Mion was, almost without a doubt, aware that we snuck into the storehouse. It was nothing strange. I screwed up bad, flipping on the light switch last night. Mion had been searching for me. It was simple to imagine that she had seen the momentary light and come to find out what was going on. Did you really not see her? Why are you so intent on knowing if I did or not? It's not important. It's just that there are some people who are speaking poorly of Tomotaki-san, Takano-san, Shion, and you, Kei-chan. And I didn't really hear what they were saying, though. Unpleasant sweat dropped down my arms, and the sound of it hanging at my fingertips was so annoyingly loud. I don't believe that you were doing something bad. I just wanted to ask a bit about it, so I did. Sorry for making you uncomfortable, okay? I found myself unable to reply. My reaction must have made it obvious what the truth was, and yet I couldn't explain myself. Kei-chan, you weren't with Tomotaki-san, right? Yeah. I finally wrung an answer between ragged breaths. Mion's expression softened a little. That's good. I'll have to tell them. You weren't involved in anything bad, Kei-chan. So I'll make sure to tell everyone. Yeah, please do. Tell them I wasn't doing anything bad. To everyone, make sure. Everyone. Everyone. Who is everyone? Okay, later. I'll be better tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay, later. Wait, Mion? What do you mean by everyone? Just then, a freezing cold hand touched the back of my neck. Hey, you're late, Maburo-kun. How long does it take to wash your face? It was a teacher. I was talking so long she came out to get me. I'm sorry, I was just speaking to Mion. I turned around, but Mion had crossed through the schoolyard without me realizing it. It was nowhere to stand the date. Come back to your studies. Quickly now. The teacher was being insistent. We returned to the entrance. I looked back one more time and Mion was nowhere in sight. Keiichi, you haven't been seen well all day. It's clearly because he had far too much fun yesterday. I don't want to be told that by one who's got lost. Your face was all red and you were nearly crying. Satoko-chan was so cute last night, how? My friends did their best to try to cheer me up, but it didn't lighten my mood. Was it far worse than I thought? Had I really done something that terrible last night? These thoughts remained with me for the rest of the day. Bye, Keiichi-kun. I'll see you tomorrow. By the time I realized it, I was in front of my own house. Mi-chan had a cold, right? Could you have a cold too, Keiichi-kun? Could you? I'm fine. I may look scrawny, but I've never missed school because of a cold. Both you and Mi-chan didn't look so good today, though. Thanks for worrying about me. I'm fine. Idiots don't catch colds, remember? Rena smiled and waved to me and left. With my shoulders bobbing up and down from breathing heavily, I entered the house. As soon as I got back in, Mom called out to me. What, Keiichi? I'm sorry, but could you go to the library and return a few books for me? I don't feel like it. Your dad and I have to wait inside the house for a phone call right now, so we can't leave. I need to return them today. Could you please do it? Sheesh. Did I have to do with Dad's job? No point arguing to bring that up. I guess so, but I don't know where the library is. Oh, you don't? It's a little bit past Okinomiya Station. Just then the phone rang. My parents' faces immediately turned grim. Mom snatched up the receiver. Hello? Mabara speaking. I'm sorry? Yes, he's right here. Then she thrust the receiver at my face. This is for you, Keiichi. Don't take too long, okay? I tried to ask who it was from, but asking the person on the phone directly would be faster. Hello? Ah, this is Sonozaki. Well, the younger one. Hello? Do you have time to talk right now? It was Shion. The older sister had a hangover today, but the younger made no reference to it. Shion? I thought you'd be sleeping today with a hangover same as Mion. What? Mion and a hangover? Ah ha ha, that's so like her. She left warmly, but Mom glared at me, silently telling me to finish up. Whoops, sorry. My parents are waiting for an important call, so I can't talk for too long. What do you need? There's something I want to talk to you about, but if we can't talk long, I guess that's that. She sounded a little disappointed. Well, I'm going to the library. Can you meet me there? What would Shion want to talk about? Now, I was interested. Then how about we just meet in person? If you could, show me where the library is too. That would be great. You mean the public library near the station? Yes, that's fine. I go past there on my way to work anyway. Okay, then, you know where I usually meet up with Mion? At the little intersection, the small path from Sonozaki House splits? Oh, Kei-chan? Did I not tell you? I don't live at the main house. I live in Okinomiya. If we could meet by the ticket machines at Okinomiya Station, that would be great. Main house. Living in Okinomiya? Now that you mention it, it always seemed like the Sonozaki sisters weren't communicating. Do they live in different houses? And now that she mentioned it, Rena said she'd never met the younger sister despite going over play sometimes. Let's meet at the station then. I'll go there right away. Bye. I set the receiver down. My mom immediately thrust a large pile of library books in my face. 6 volumes of large-form mystery novels. Mom had her own hobbies. Thank you, Keiichi. Please be back by nightfall. Got it. Okay, I'm going. I suppose I changed my clothes and grabbed my bike. Key. I climbed the stairs to my bedroom. She had been waiting for me already, so meeting up was a smooth process. Wow, Mion never keeps her appointments. I mean, honestly. Ah ha 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 ha.